We are back in the laundry lab, and in today's episode we are taking on the problem of men's work clothes. And several of my subscribers have made comments about how dirty their men's clothing can be. And the biggest concerns are dirt, stains, and stink. If you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman. So if you want to learn more about making and keeping a home, hit that subscribe button and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, let's talk about men's dirty work clothes. I've gotten several comments from subscribers about their men's dirty work clothes, and the three biggest complaints are dirt, stains, and stink. So I'm going to give you 5 steps on how to handle the dirty, stinky problems that accompanies men's dirty work clothes. Step number 1, as always, is to treat the stain. So if you've got heavily soiled work clothes, your guy works in a factory, he works construction, he's got lots of dirt, or he's got some kind of stain on his clothes, pre-treat them with a great stain remover. I've been using a natural solution of vinegar, a degreaser like Dawn dishwashing liquid, and then water, equal parts 2 ounces of dishwashing liquid, 2 ounces of water, and 2 ounces of vinegar, and you treat the stain or the heavily soiled area directly. Give it a little scrub. Now you can see here where there's quite a bit of dirt in this area here around the pocket, and then there's dirt here on the front of the legs of the jeans. This particular guy works in a factory. He's handling parts, and he comes home and there's just dirt like this or an odor. So again, here's more dirt here. There's a stain there. But it looks like around the pockets on all of his jeans get the most heavily soiled. So I'm wondering if he's leaning against something where he's working. Just going to scrub this a little with a toothbrush. And I can smell kind of a chemical odor coming off of these clothing. Kind of like the smell you get in a factory or in a garage. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour these on the pocket area just because on all of his other pants, these are the areas that were most heavily soiled. And then tip number 2 is to soak it. Now if you've just got 1 or 2 items, maybe 1 or 2 pairs of jeans, you can probably soak them in this 5-gallon bucket. But if you've got a whole wash load full of jeans, that 5-gallon bucket is not going to work. So what you want to do is either soak them in the bathtub or put them in your washer on the soak cycle. I recommend the soak cycle in your washer, but if you don't have that, then you can always soak them in your bathtub. How long do you soak them? Well, that depends upon how heavily soiled they are. I would start with maybe 2 to 3 hours, and if they're badly soiled, then I would let them soak overnight. soak cycle, pre-wash, deep fill, start. So you can hear it in the background. I've got it set on the pre-wash cycle, and so right now it's doing a little bit of the wash thing, and then it'll go to the soak cycle, and then it'll just sit there for a while. And I'm going to let it sit overnight because I really want to make sure that I get the odor out of the clothing. And one of the things that I forgot to mention is that when I sorted the clothes, I made sure to check all the pockets, even those little bitty pockets, because there are so many times I've done my husband's laundry and found things in the pocket that I didn't want in the wash. So make sure you check the pockets. Even if he checked the pockets, you need to check the pockets as well. So I'll let these sit overnight and then we'll get them out tomorrow. And then once you've soaked them, step number 3 is going to be to run them through the wash cycle with no detergent, but with vinegar, 1 cup of vinegar in your detergent bin. Well, it's the next morning and I've let these clothes soak overnight. So let's take a look at them. These pockets do look a little better. So I just looked at a few of them. Now I'm going to run them through a complete wash cycle, only I'm going to use vinegar in the detergent bin, and that's it. And then once that cycles all the way through, step number 4 is that you will wash them with detergent. And step number 5 is to put vinegar in the fabric softener cycle. That will make them softer, but it will also help with the odor. So step 3, the vinegar cycle, has been completed. Now I'm going to do steps 4 and 5. Step 4 is to add my detergent to the laundry bin, and vinegar to the fabric softener bin is step 5. Half a cup of vinegar in the fabric softener cycle. Heavy duty cycle, cool water, high soil level, and then a moderately high spin cycle, deep fill, 2 rinses, and then fabric softener. Now I like to use Paracel because I like the way that it cleans my clothing. And when I've got a dirty job or a stinky job, the Paracel 10 dimensions of clean really comes through. The clothes come out sweet smelling, not overly fragrant, but they do have a nice pleasant smell. And more than that, they're clean. So we'll let it do its thing. Okay, let's get these work pants out and see what they look like. Oh yeah. These areas right here around the pockets are a lot cleaner. And they smell great. And that was the biggest concern, the odor and then some of the staining around the pockets. So these are looking pretty good. I'm pretty pleased. And they do smell good. And the lighter ones were the ones that had more of an issue. Some of these stains didn't come out. Some of them had been pretty ingrained, but they do look a lot better. And they smell good. And the nice thing about using the vinegar in the rinse cycle, it does help brighten the color a little bit. Works on the odor, but you don't smell it. So this young man wears jeans as his work pants, as many of them do today. Now, one important factor you want to make sure you take care of is when you get them in the dryer, make sure you get the clothes dry, because if you take them out and put them away and they're slightly damp, they can again accumulate a little bit of an odor just from not being dry before being put away. So let's make sure they're good and dry. Now I've got a load of work shirts. And they're kind of soft, and the only problem with them is there's just a little bit of a slight odor. So I'm going to run them through the wash or through a wash cycle with just plain vinegar, and then I'm going to wash them with some soda laundry detergent. I ordered in some Nellie's laundry soda, and I thought I'd like to see how it works out on these work shirts. So the first thing is going to be vinegar in the detergent bin. And I'm going to wash these on the normal cycle. So the vinegar cycle has stopped on the work shirts. So now I'm going to use my Nellie's laundry soda to run them through a wash cycle. And then I'll put vinegar in the fabric softener cycle for a final rinse. A half a cup of vinegar in the fabric softener cycle. Alright, so now the shirts are in the wash and the jeans are still in the dryer. So we'll come back in a little bit and we'll see how things are looking. Well, these jeans are done, so let's take a look at them. First of all, they're dry. And they look pretty good. I think there's more wear right around this area here, so I'm thinking he probably worked leaning up against something, but they look pretty good. And there's no chemical odor that I smelled before. They feel nice and soft. So I'm pretty pleased with these. I'm going to go ahead and get these jeans folded up, and then hopefully those shirts will be out and we'll get them in the dryer and then we'll wrap this up. these shirts are done, so now let's see how they're smelling. Remember, I used the Nellie's laundry soda for the shirts. And soda is supposed to be great with odor. They smell pretty good. I think it's a winner. So the Nellie's laundry soda really did a good job getting the odor out of these work shirts. So I'm real pleased with that. So I'll get them in the dryer, get them folded up, and I'll get them back to the young man so he'll have his work clothes for next week. So here's the question of the day. What are your laundry challenges? Tell me in the comments section below. My biggest laundry challenges are my hubby's white shirts. I have to battle with ring around the collar, and I like for them to stay white and bright. So what are your laundry challenges? And who knows, maybe next time I'm in the laundry lab, I'll be answering one of your laundry questions. And if you like this video, do be sure to check out my How to Get White Shirts White and Bright. And also, if you've got little ones, you might want to check out the How to Wash Baby Clothes. And just so you know, I've raised 3 children and I have managed a home for more than 45 years, so I've done a lot of laundry. So if you want to learn more about making and keeping a home, subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye. I will see you next time.